Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we're going to be checking in for week 2 of January. Week 2 is going to be from the 8th to the 14th. So I have my expenses here and we're going to go ahead and pop right into our app. The app is the same old, the daily budget app. And if you're curious about the app that I use, I will have a video linked below for the apps that I use and how I use them per week. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll down to the 8th. So we have nothing spent on the 8th or the 9th, 10th. On the 11th, we have this little gas icon. So I did spend gas on the 11th for $31. And let's do the $31 on the 11th. I'm feeling a little stuffy, so I'm hoping I'm not like getting ill over here, but that was on the 11th. Moving on, we had SAVOPOLY on the 12th, and we decided to take it out of the Pups Miscellaneous Sinking Fund. So that is already logged in here. Pups Miscellaneous, $19 for SAVOPOLY, and that is a house icon, so I know that's a sinking fund. Then we have the fork and knife, which I have to symbolize eating out. We spent barbecue chicken, $30, but $30 on the 13th. My husband always loves his fried chicken, so we ended up picking up some. I had to go into work this day to pick up some laptops, so we decided to just pick up some food while we were there as well. And then last but not least, on the 14th, we had another sinking fund from, I put G/T. This is for gifts and treating, and this was for Mr. Wish, which is like a bubble tea spot. So that was taken out of sinking funds as well, and that is Mark, gifts treating, 26, Mr. Wish. And that is actually going to be it for this application. I actually do want to also check in with you guys for the multi-budget as well, since today is the day that we're checking in for, which is the 14th. So it should be accurate. I usually don't show that app like that because like sometimes it's not accurate because I suck, and when I do the weekly check-ins, I do it late, so there's like additional transactions. The numbers don't match, but today it should match. So I will show you guys it today, but that app essentially is kind of like my overview of my expenses. Let me also put down these none spent before I forget. And as usually, a good amount of none spent days. I know tomorrow you have to go grocery shopping, because we haven't grocery shopped in a really long time. Our fridge is just empty. Like, it really is empty. It's kind of sad. So we're gonna have to go grocery shopping tomorrow. And that is all the none spent stickers. If we keep going on and carrying on the way we are, I'm going to run out of these stickers. But I have some left over from last month. So if anything, I'll probably bring in the green color and this gray color for this month. So yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. Let's go ahead and check in for the week 2. So for week 2, so I have all of my categories written down for eating out, groceries, gas allowance, and pups. And we know that we only have like a few transactions. We only have for gas and one eating out category. So let's go ahead and just put those in. So gas was 31 and eating out was 30. And this is my key over on this side that I'm following. Gas 31, eating out is 30. I realized I just put it in the wrong spot. Okay, so that looks good. And then we have 0 spent for groceries, 0 for allowance, and 0 for pups and baby. So let's do those 3 first. So for last week groceries, we had $349, and since we did not spend anything this week, we still have that much remaining. Same with for allowance and pups. Nothing was spent this week, so we still have $100 for both categories. Now for eating out. Eating out, we had $300 last week. Then we spent $30 this week. That means we have $270 left over. Then for gas, we had $100 last week. We spent $31. That means we have $69 left over for gas. So checking into our little app over here, we have the multi-budget. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it. We're gonna match the numbers. So eating out, 270, groceries, 349, allowance, 100 for pups, 69 for gas. So that's kind of how I use this. And I used to not use this app as well, but it's just really convenient for me to just like visually see what we spend coming out. So for example, right now, let's say we spend $10 on some food for eating out. I'll go ahead and just deduct that out. I know for the rest of the month, I only have $260 left over. So it's just visually really nice to see this. But yeah, so those are the apps that I use. Every now and then I try searching around for something different. So like something I can combine the two apps together. I still have yet to find anything similar, but let's go ahead and do our weekly balance. First, before I forget, let's roll for SAVOPOLY, because last week I forgot to roll. Technically, I should probably seriously roll for SAVOPOLY first, just in case I want to deduct it from one of these categories. But our sinking funds is, some of the categories I think is overstuffed, so every time we roll, at least for the next few weeks, I'm probably going to continuously take it out of our sinking funds. Oh, this is the wrong spread. But yeah, so going to our SAVOPOLY, we are going to roll. Last time we left off over here. We're going to go ahead and use our little dice roll, and we have 2. So we're going to roll once, 7. Take a little sticker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Save at $22. So you have 22 plus. I'm gonna roll 3 times like last week. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Save of $5. That's $27. And last roll, let's see, another 7. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Save at $38. This side is a lot. So let's see. So that is plus 38, and that is $65 in total that we're going to save. Now let's go ahead and flip to the other side. We are saving $65. Today is the 14th. This is going to the SAVOPOLY account. This is $65, or SAVOPOLY category. This is for 3 rolls and $65. Okay. Now going back to our January spread, let's go ahead and see which category we should take it out of. 65. I think I'm going to take it out of office. I'm going to take the $65 out of the office category. So let's go ahead and write office. 114.23. This is $65, and this is going to SAVOPOLY. All right, so we have rolled for the week as well. So now let's go ahead and do our weekly balance. For our weekly balance, this is what I use to calculate our checking accounts and savings accounts. These are the numbers that we left off with last week when we budgeted, but this amount is now different, I believe, because I think another bill came out, but we will calculate it in a second. We have another paycheck that came in, so our new amount in here is, let me double check. It should be $3,087.99, but I just want to double check. Yes, that is correct. So the new amount is $3,087.99 this week, and that is because we got another paycheck of $1,300. And whenever we get our paychecks from me and my husband, we both transfer $1,300. We both transfer $1,300 into that short-term savings account, because all of our paychecks that come in for the month of January is going to be our budget for the month of February. So we have all of the funds at the very beginning of the month. Anything extra from above our paychecks, we keep a little bit for ourselves, and then we also just go ahead and transfer some of it into our savings. The reason why is because I don't show my whole entire income on here, at least not yet. Maybe one day I'll be comfortable enough, but for right now we don't. And it's also to kind of try to get us to go by the $5,200 budget per month, but let's see how that goes. Now let's go ahead and switch back over here. All right, so I went ahead and filled this out. I literally just transferred over the numbers over here because the end amount for that week is the start amount for this week. So monthly budget, bills, sinking funds, SAVOPOLY. The monthly budget categories is this section right here. These are the ones that we just calculated for in our monthly view. Eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups. Then we have eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups in the baby category. And these are also our envelopes that we have in this app. This is kind of what I always say would be our cash envelopes if we did use cash, but we don't. So those are the monthly budget. And for this week, we spent $30 plus $31. So that is $61 that we spent. 61. So we had a starting amount of $949 minus the $61 that we spent is $888 that we have left over for the rest of the month. Then we have bills. Let me go and check our credit card along with our checking account to see what bills came out. All right, so I went ahead and checked. We have 2 bills that came out, one from checking account, one from our credit card. We'll talk about the difference between those two later. Let's go ahead and add these two up. So we have $80.66 plus $15.89, and the total is $96.55 for the bills that came out this week. $96.55. We had a starting amount of $26.0449. That minus the $96.55 equals $2,507.94 left over for the rest of the month for the remaining bills that has to come out. Now let's go ahead and do our sinking funds. So for our sinking funds, we have these transactions here. So we have 19 plus 26 plus 65, and that equals to $110 that we spent from sinking funds. We started with $47.10. That minus the $110 equals to $4,600 left over in sinking funds. Now for SAVOPOLY, we actually added funds, so I think I'm gonna put it in parentheses to make it very noticeable. But we added funds because we took it out of sinking funds. Now we're gonna put it in SAVOPOLY. So there's only 2. There was one for $19 for SAVOPOLY and $65 for SAVOPOLY. So 19 plus 65 equals $84. So for this week, we added $84 into SAVOPOLY, which means our total is $84. Now that we were officially able to have this calculated, I'm looking at it and it makes sense to me that we transferred $84 from sinking funds, but I think it's going to be confusing because I'm calculating it and explaining it is going to be really complicated, because how I normally budget is from sinking funds and from the monthly budget, whatever we spend, I transfer directly over to our primary checking account to pay our credit card. But the $84 that we took out essentially is transferring out, but it's still going into this reserve account because that's where I decided to put the funds. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to straight up just transfer everything out to a savings account for SAVOPOLY. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so going back to our savings tracker for Ally, this is our long-term savings. You're able to split it up into buckets. I'm going to go ahead and add a SAVOPOLY category for next month and start tracking it in here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do, because doing this on camera with you guys, and since I do weekly check-ins, I'm going to have to explain this in every single video, and I think I'm going to save myself the time and just take this out of my weekly balance. We're going to just cross that out of here completely for SAVOPOLY, and we're gonna just directly transfer the SAVOPOLY funds into our savings account. Because the primary reason why I wanted to keep this in our checking account is because when we do land on the ones that I get to collect $10 or I get to roll and save a certain amount, I would have to take it out of savings account, but I don't want to I don't really like transferring funds out of a savings account unless it's our short term. Our short term purpose is literally for our income, but that's a different story. So I'm going to just transfer these funds over into our Ally account. So that means we're going to continue our flow, which means for the monthly budget categories as well as the sinking funds, we always use our credit card. So we're going to add this together, the 110 plus the 61. That equals to $171 that we're going to transfer from our second checking account to our primary checking account, because this is a checking account that we have for outgoing funds to either pay our credit card, to transfer over to our external savings account for any outgoing funds. I just want to add that on here, outgoing funds. and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just transferred the total for the 110 and the 61, which is 171, over from our second checking to our primary checking. I'm going to transfer the 84, what was it, $84? I'm going to go ahead and transfer the 19 plus the $65, which is the $84, over to our savings account now, our external savings account. And I'm just going to check it off so I know that it was transferred. Should I just put a T there? I'm going to put a T for transferred. Yeah, I'll put a T for transferred. So transferred and transferred. And it's not going to come out until like I think Wednesday because of the holiday on Monday, but that's okay. That's why I love having this checking account for outgoing money, because the funds that are in here, I just don't even pay any mind to it, because I know it's going to go pay our credit card, or it's going to be getting transferred out to like a savings account or somewhere. It's going to be going somewhere. So that's why I really like this account. I balance this account out like once every 6 months, maybe even not even, honestly. I don't really balance this account out like that. But the reason why I say that is because you guys know I round up. Like when I spend money, I always round up to the next dollar. There's always extra money in here as it accumulates throughout the month. I like to balance this out every now and then. It's kind of like there's extra funds in there too. You're slightly saving, because of course, every time you buy something, you round up like 50 cents, 75 cents, like it adds up. I know that's like off topic, but anyway, okay. So that is now transferred. I like to always have my visuals so I know like what's going on with funds. You guys know I love doing that, because if not, I'll just forget. But all right, so that is taken care of. Now we have to deal with the bills. So for the bills, HOA comes out of our checking account. That means that the HOA 8066 already came out of here, so it's already paid with our physical cash. The HBO came out of credit card, so the 1589 we have to transfer over to our primary checking account to pay for a credit card, because we still have the funds for this, since it did not come out of our checking account and it came out of our credit card. And hopefully one day when credit cards continue evolving, I guess, in the financial industry, hopefully we'll be able to have all of our bills go to credit card so we can continue getting rewards off of everything, especially the mortgage. If we could get 2% cash back on mortgage every single month, that will stack up very nicely. I mean, for right now, it is what it is. We only have the bills that don't have a fee connected to credit card. Since we're paying it anyway, it's just nice that we get some money back from it. Okay, so HOA is already transferred, and we're about to transfer the 1589. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer the 1589 from our second checking account to our primary checking account, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those are now taken care of. Now everything looks good. Now let me tell you guys how much is in this second checking account real quick. Like, I don't feel like getting another sticky note. So I'm just going to cross these out and use the same one. In our second checking account right now, it is $7,995.94. That is after the transfers. So let's calculate. Let's add all these together. So we have 888 plus 2507.94, 2507.94 cents plus 4600. That equals to $7,995.90. Does that match? Yes, that is perfect. That matches perfectly. So our account is now balanced. So let's just write that in here. That is $7,995.94. And just to kind of show you guys, because another way that you can kind of balance it too is adding these up together. So the total of all three of these was $82.63.49. That minus 61 minus 110 minus 96.55. That equals to the same amount as well. But yeah, so that account is balanced, and this is the account that holds all the funds for the categories, the bills, and the sinking funds. It was a SAVOPOLY, but we had to kick it out because it was just gonna make balancing this account really like annoying to remember. So we transferred those funds over, and I already transferred over the $83 over to our long-term savings account, which is this one over here. And this is, I already added a bucket for SAVOPOLY. Now the balance in there will be 84. Whatever we end the month of February with, you guys will see me set up my savings tracker for the month of February, and I will have that bucket there with the starting amount for that month. And most likely, like, my transaction log for my savings tracker is really short. So I think for the end of January is when I'll put like one line for the total amount that we were able to save from SAVOPOLY, and then I'll add it in here. I'm not really sure. This is really all new to me for incorporating SAVOPOLY for our budgeting system. So I'm learning. I'm definitely learning to see what fits and what works. But yeah, so that is actually going to be it for this weekly check-in. I hope that you guys still enjoyed it, even though we're kind of navigating through. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!